All right, what's up, everybody? Let's see if I can get the chat up. What is up? There we go. Boom. Do picture. I'll wait for some folks to come on in. All right, let's see here. What is going on? Yeah, if you have any questions or want to talk. This is really our platform right now. What's up? What's up? There's only one person in here right now. It's all good. If you have any questions, you want to just chat. Let's talk, man or lady. What's going on? Yeah, if this is the first time you're in the chat, this is really just set up for me, for you, just to discuss AMC GME, since this is kind of like taking over my life, especially as a day trader. But I'd love to hear what you have to say. Say hi, don't be shy. What's going on? I keep having people come in and come out, which is all good. I mean, I'm new to this, just like you're probably new to me. So if you want to put a question in the comment thing, if you want to talk, let's talk. I'm just doing my regular routine, which is usually just following the market and staring at the two stocks that I pretty much hold primarily right now, and the ones that I'm most interested in is GameStop and AMC. And like everyone else, probably waiting for news or any updates on what is going on in the financial markets. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, if you have any questions, man, let's talk. I mean, it's just me and you in here right now, but people tend to roll in. I'm just starting off here. If you've watched any of my videos, Harsh, I don't know if you've seen any of my videos at all. Um, so I'm just kind of starting off here, trying to figure out what streaming software works best for me, and then kind of what times work best just to, get Germany. Yes. So how long have your financial markets been open now? About like 5 or 6 hours? I mean, that's what I think is cool about make sure you can hear me okay. Make sure my microphone is close enough to my oh cool. Nice. Yeah, I hope you like them. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where and I think that's the best part about YouTube is like you get out there and you think you could do something, you're like, man, this is harder than I thought. Yeah. So it's pretty cool to connect with especially people like you. Like it's cool to for people from other countries to oh cool. All right, yeah, from morning 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, I guess you're probably looking at the market the way I am, just waiting for if you're not familiar with it or not, but the Credit Suisse, just seeing what's going on with all these banks and seeing which one's going to fall first because something's happening. I mean, I just saw Jim Cramer tweeted probably about we're probably going on an hour now, where he talked about how Credit Suisse and he said how the mighty have fallen or something like that, in reference to looking at them going down. Now people are like, oh, well, you do the opposite of Kramer. I think he's caught on to all that. And do people in Germany follow Jim Cramer? Do I own? I won't tell you specifically. I have enough. Let's put it that way. I have enough that I'm getting tired and it hurts. Um, oh, well, if you don't know him, Jim Cramer is just he's an American. I would just call him a broadcaster. He doesn't really. He's a former hedge fund guy. I think he was put in the position he's in to be a hedge fund guy. And in my opinion, he suggests stocks that really the hedgies are heavy into, the big banks. So sometimes his word is taken by maybe novice investors, people that aren't really too familiar with the market. They take his word as like, wow, he really wants us to make money. And honestly, God truth, he doesn't want you to make money. He doesn't care about you. He only cares about the people that he works for. And he's pushing stocks that maybe you shouldn't buy. So there's a joke that says you do the opposite of him and you'll make 20% in the market. And it's held kind of true. I think it's like 15%. So it's pretty interesting. Now, people in Germany heavy into, which I think is funny because there's our GameStop and okay, I did not sell AMC. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, you know what? I think a lot of people do. I'll listen. I mean, I took some off the top and then did some stuff with it. But if I would have sold my whole position, yes, I would have been very happy. But yet buying back in. But what the thing is, what I try to tell everybody, and I kind of use use this format for everyone as like therapy for us. And I say us because I'm an AMC shareholder, and I know like you asked me how many shares I have. I have a lot, and I have a lot of GME. I mean, I day trade for a living, and those two stocks are my heaviest position. And they're right now the only ones I actually really care about, because I feel like in some respects I'm shorting the market because I know the market is going to crash. It might happen today. We're waiting for these banks to kind of, shake out. I didn't expect to wake up at when the US market opens at 9:30. I didn't expect it to just drop automatically. They're never going to give us what we want when we want it. But it's going to be interesting this week to see what happens. Wouldn't surprise me that the stuff like this happens at 2 o'clock, 2:30, when everybody is in the middle of their workday. That's another profit book. Yeah, that's the one thing, and you hear that from everybody. So you read a book or you take advice from people. It's like, yeah, take your profits. So I took some profits when it went to 72, and I apologize. I have a cold, so and I'm drinking soda at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. in the morning. So, and I woke up 3 hours ago, so I wouldn't really drink. I don't really try to drink soda, but I need the caffeine. So, yeah, profit booking, that's key. I mean, I know you read on Twitter, buy, hold. And I mean, let's say you own 1,000 shares. Like, that's a pretty decent investment for most people. So if you ended up selling 200 shares when it hit 72 or it was in the 60s, I don't really feel like that's you like killing the movement. I mean, people might kill me for that, but that's all. You drink beer that early, though, man? That's funny. I'm not drinking beer that early. Maybe when I was in college, but not that early. It's I think you drink one of those beers that's kind of like if you're hungover, just have one. But I think when you have one after a hangover, it just means you're getting started for the next day. But yeah, going back to the profit thing, I mean, you can kick yourself, but when you kick yourself even more is if it went from 72 to 7,200, and then you'd be like, oh my god, what did I just do? You're like, I have money for a car. Oh, I got you. But you could have money for a house. So the thing that I say to people, especially in this situation, is, and I have to explain this to my wife as well. We're not wrong. So it's not like you didn't sell at 72 and you got played. You're not wrong. The people who are into these heavily shorted stocks, you're not wrong. It's just there's criminality behind it. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I mean, look, Harsha, you're from Germany, and I'm talking to Harsha from chat. So please put questions in the chat. Apologize for my sniffling. I do have a cold, but I did say I was going to stream, so I'm streaming. I forget my point I was making. Oh, so it's embarrassing, like as an American citizen, to think that maybe this is what I thought. Like I didn't think we were the most ethical country, but I didn't expect our financial markets to be this bad. And to think that other financial markets are cleaner than the United States, I would think that we would have held ourselves to another standard, but it just seems like our government is compromised. What do you think when it reaches? Yeah, well, I tell you what, this is straight from my heart. I mean, you could dig into my life afterwards. I'm not moving off of this. I'm not moving off of my positions. I'm not moving off of them and not even blinking until I see $500. I'm just saying. That doesn't say buy, sell. I'm just saying, like, I'm not really paying attention to it. It doesn't mean anything to me until I see $500. And I know that might seem wild to a lot of people. And I know it might actually seem low to a lot of people, but I didn't say I was buying and selling. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm an educator. I mean, I educate about financial markets. I educate about businesses. And I just this is too big of a thing. And how I personally feel, 100 is fine. Yeah, then that's cool. I got you. I'm with you. I think it hurts, to watch this for as long as it's been. I mean, we're past a year. We're like 18 months. Are we 18 months past when it hit 72? And that's a long time. But they know what they're doing. This is all psychology. This is all. I mean, look at this price right now. 675. Are you kidding me? I mean, you're kidding me, right? I mean, they just keep taking it down and down. And based off of what? What are they taking it down off of? Now, this thing's crazy. This is wild. This GTI. I don't know what to say about that. If you saw my video, and I got harassed for it, and I wasn't trying. I want everybody to make money, but I don't ever buy something I don't know about. So that was really my basis of that. And the person on YouTube that was telling everybody about this, he's the same guy that has kind of left the AMC movement alongside of a lot of people that have left the movement. And I don't even think it doesn't even have to be a movement. Doesn't mean you can't talk about a stock and talk about a stock price and talk about, there's no difference in a YouTuber than there is a financial reporter. And that's what people on YouTube are. I guess I would classify myself as a financial reporter now. But yeah, please, anybody else in the chat, would love to hear from you. Would love to hear how you're feeling. I was joking around in my last stream. I said, it's not Stock Mafia, it's stock therapy. And I like for you guys to get to know me because, I put out my videos and I put a lot of effort into them, which is fine. Like I should, right? Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It's just, it's nice for me, I actually find somebody said to me, like, what took you so long? What'd you get here? Well, if you want the honest to God truth, what took me so long? I moved houses. I had planned on getting on this like 8 months ago, but I did not because I moved, and you know how that goes. And moving with kids and a wife, like, when you move and you're young, you're like, it sucks. But then when you move and you're older, it's like, it's the worst. It is just the worst. First of all, you don't realize how much crap you have. And then you try to throw away half your crap and you still have too much crap. And it's just, and then for me, setting up my office with all my monitors and computers and stuff, because like I said, I trade for a living and I've got computer, like, just in case one computer goes boom, I got other ones sitting there waiting on the sidelines. So yeah, Harsha, I'm with you, man. Painful to watch every day in red. It does. So it's hard to say this, but it's like, look at it and then look away. So if there's anything that I can do for anybody, and I'm doing this for myself because I say it out loud and then I'm like, do I even believe what I'm saying? Is that we know what's coming. Yeah, set it and forget it, man. Like, exactly. I just said it, Robert. I just said, I know what's coming. And then I looked at your thing and said, it's coming. So look at it this way. And that's what Robert's kind of saying. We all are. Like, to be honest with you, like, just because I have a webcam and a microphone, I'm just as common as you are. I mean, I think we all are. I make these videos with no real expectations, except for maybe to provide an outlet for people to talk to me and ask questions, and I get to talk to you guys about it because when it's been read, it's tough. And to be honest with you, I have a guilty complex about like getting people into this play when I'm like, this is a stone cold lock. And look at me. And for people that don't understand the market and don't really understand what's going on, they're like, yo, dude, what happened to this lock? And I'm like, you just gotta wait. And they're like, well, how long? Yeah. Well, I think here's the here's the thing. And Robert, you might agree with me here because you're kind of like saying what I'm saying, and I'm take you on your word with one comment. And please, anybody put stuff in the comments. This is what it's for us to talk to each other. Um this They need us. And when I say they need us, the markets need individual investors. They need us to trade. They need us to, let's be honest, here's another thing. They need us so they can try to steal our money. If we're not around, they got nothing. They really do. What are they going to do? What they've been doing now, just keep swapping debt to each other? They're not making money right now. They're just so afraid how over leveraged they are that they're going to lose their behinds. But that doesn't mean they're going to lose their yachts. It just means they're going to lose one of their yachts. Because this is a big greed thing with them. And this is like, how dare these commoners? And that's how they view us. As Harsha said, I am a common man. I think we all are common men, but you know what? Nobody's common. We're all special our own way. And to be honest with you, like, screw these guys. Screw them. I mean, I get pissed off. And I want you guys to know that I'm pissed off. Screw them. I mean, if there's people in the chat that are working for the other side, good. Screw you. That's what I gotta say to you. Screw you. Because you're ruining this world. You're ruining it. Because you're making things horrible for people, and we're not going to put up with it anymore. We're not going to put up with it. And we're not selling because you haven't given us the price. So give us the price and see if we leave. And if the price isn't high enough for some, then give them that price. That's how I see it with that. Screw them. And I don't know. You guys agree with me? Robert, agree with me? I mean, I'm sitting here this week, and I knew when I woke up this morning, I'm like, there's not going to be any announcement about a bank collapsing. It's going to happen on like a Tuesday. LLCs can lose, execs have their parachute. Yeah, and that's it. Like, and let's be honest, like, these guys that have all this money, they know that they've lost. You don't think they've stashed that away in the Cayman Islands somewhere? You know, they haven't put it in bank accounts and Bitcoin. I mean, that's the crazy thought about it. We all talk about crypto and how we don't want it to be regulated. I don't really think they want it to be regulated either. I mean, you can hide money in crypto real quick. It's like legal money laundering. So it's you know, I always get skeptical when I hear about, like, they can't touch our crypto. It's like, well, yeah, we don't want them to regulate anything because they don't regulate anything. So for them to say they're putting regulation on, it's just that they're trying to stop the little guy from making money because they're already doing their nonsense. I mean, you don't pay somebody off anymore. You give them insider information. I mean, look at the United States Congress. Options. I don't play options. I follow them. I would never suggest options. I never would talk about options just because they are the slot machines of the stock exchange. Meaning, if you're familiar with casinos pay their bills based on the slot machines. They know what's coming in every month because they turn the dial and they say, this is what we're paying out this month in our slot machines, and this is what we're going to bring in. And that's how they pay their bills. So your odds are already like pre-programmed. You're not doing it. No one can ever say, you ever hear somebody say, I'm really good at slot machines? I mean, and I feel like that's what options are. There's heavy action, just like if you're betting on a soccer game or a football game, there's heavy action on a game, the line changes. And that's kind of how options are. They see heavy action on, say, I don't know, look at AMC. Maybe AMC runs to $8, or maybe that's the max pain number for Friday. It's gonna close at $7.99, because they'll throw a whole bunch of synthetics in the market and drive the price down. I mean, or just sell off to get the price down. They'll sell some shares to make it look legit, but they'll do whatever it takes to get the price down. That's why I don't play options. I don't think options, and especially in things like this, and I say play options. Some people say you play the stock market. No, I invest in the stock market, but if I'm playing options, I'm playing options. I mean, anybody disagree with me, go ahead. I know you're going to tell me about like gamma squeezes and stuff like that if you're into the options game, and I got you. I understand that it can really drive things. And, sometimes like when DFV was buying GameStop, he was buying stuff that was like 3 years out, and then 3 years later he's sitting on a gold mine. But they didn't see him coming. They see us coming. They're making moves way before we make moves, because they're trying to protect their money. But I can't believe this GTII thing. This is crazy. I am looking at the right thing, right? Because I thought it was. Let me see. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong symbol, because I don't remember jumping that much. Oh, well, it's up. I got $6.20. This is a different symbol. Weeble might not even have it. Yeah. But if you don't know which one I'm talking about, it's the one that the Common Sense Investor and Lou have been pushing. I just find, I don't know how you guys, I would love to hear this. And this is not like talking trash about YouTubers, but perfectly honest with you, I'm not a YouTuber until I have like 10,000 subscribers. So I'm just a dude with a microphone and a camera. How do you guys feel about these guys just like peacing out? I just find it very suspect. Harsha, I bought AMC for ape shares. Yeah, well, see, once again, Harsha, like you bought AMC for ape shares, and I did the same thing. I bought more right at the when it was in the 20s. I think I bought at 22 because I saw what was going to happen, and I thought there's no way out of this. Now, obviously, the crime. I mean, it's a joke to say it because it sounds like you don't even know what you're talking about, but how do you know? Like it's almost like you're sitting there at home and you're like, I don't know if this is a bad analogy or not, but it's the truth. It's like you're gonna get your house robbed, and you're like, but I had a security system, and it's like, yeah, you had a security system, and that's the same thing. Like we have the SEC. Like these people are supposed to protect us, and they're not doing their job, which makes you think they're complicit. Just like the United States Congress, that their wealth is so extreme, and it keeps going up and up and up. And everybody's saying stop it with the insider trading. You shouldn't be able to buy stocks. And they're like, okay, we're going to bring it up and we're going to propose something to stop this. And they keep postponing it. You're not going to be there long. Wildfire, my man. Yeah. Wildfire, how's marketing going for me, dude? What's going on? But so Wildfire's been in my chat before. If you follow him on Twitter, he's one of us. Okay, so if you want to follow him on Twitter, do it, because he's big on AMC Bigums. I don't know if you guys are following Bigums. Bigums is a very smart guy. He might seem a little angry, but he's not, because while he's screaming and yelling and telling everybody to kiss off, he's like taking care of his dog. So it is kind of funny. I think we can all respect people getting pissed off. Yeah, I mean, I think we can respect that. That people are pissed off about this whole all the shenanigans that are going on with our stocks, but it's really our financial market. But I was saying before, like and somebody was talking about. Let me just slide that up there. I'm just reading some of the questions here. Robert was saying it's unfortunate they bailed. You've come this far and why not a little further? Yeah, so Wild, we're just talking about why these YouTubers have left. And I'm honestly I'm being straight. I mean, I'm not a YouTuber until I have like 10,000 subscribers. That's kind of how I view it. Or maybe 5,000. I don't know. Whatever that would make me. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I did. Well, I got a new yeah, so Wildfire's talking about how I've been trying new streaming software because some of the stuff doesn't work. And of course, everybody wants money, but they don't want their stuff to work. So, yeah, now I'm like really tiny, which I don't like, but I'm big on. So one thing we're talking about these YouTube guys leaving, and that kind of motivated me to come on here maybe quicker than I thought. Trey crushed you. What does that mean? Oh, he crushed you by leaving? Yeah, that's very interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. I feel the same way because it's sad. I was watching Trey's older videos and they pop up on my screen. I don't know. I don't know if you guys do this, but I think it's the best thing. I have a Fire Stick on and I don't have regular cable anymore. I get YouTube TV and I watch YouTube on my TV. And let me just tell you something. That opens up a whole different thing. It becomes I'm almost at the point where I'm like, if I didn't like watching live sports, I would just watch YouTube all day. Because I get more entertainment by watching that. Wildfire. It's funny. I think I can't really remember because I think I told you I was a school teacher and I was teaching my business class on one monitor and one computer and trading on the other, right? And teaching about the stock market with my kids. So I don't want you guys to think that I was not teaching these children. But I think I was one of Trey's. I know I was one of his under 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, he's excitable, right? And it's funny. I look at his videos and go, I need to get more excited because I'm an excitable guy, but I'm also, you know, I'm not 24 anymore. I think I was probably more excitable at 24. But I agree with you. I watched Trey's videos about from a year ago and I was like I was disappointed too. Like I don't understand what happened. And personally, I don't know. It's like anything in this world, money talks. Money talks and people walk. But I will say that he really and that's interesting. So Wildfire saying he helped you have a dark place. So like on the market wise or just like life? Yeah, I mean that's the one thing I want you guys to understand, this might sound like a ploy to you. And listen, it. Do I love when I have subscribers? Sure, it's freaking fun. It's so cool. Like I got to be honest with you. Like I think I have 200 mental. Okay. Oh well, that's good. You know what? He's a good dude. So that's the disappointment. But I will say, like, you always hear like money changes you and fame changes you. It might have got to him, man. Somebody put something. I don't know if it was my comments or Trey's comments, but I read something. Some guy said, and he really, I'm not, and it's not like a quote, but it's pretty much like spot on. He said, "You got to understand something. He's very smart. He knows what he's doing, but he's way different than he was when he first started. With the dildos." and all that stuff. And I do remember, if you guys remember in Wildfire, you remember this. He was trying to get like Mr. Beast to come on his show. And then the one time he said he was going to start walking around town, which I found that video when he was walking around town giving out tips, like waitresses giving like big tips, and his walk while he was bouncing around. I'm sorry, but that I freaking thought that was so freaking funny. I thought that was so funny because here I am, like I'm almost like treating him like he's my kid or he's one of my students, and I'm like, dude, don't mess with what got you here. Like, yeah, it was cringy. Like, and he had this, like, and I'm Trey, if you're watching, I'm not making fun of you, dude. Get on here. You can make fun of me. Make fun of me. Call me, do whatever you gotta do. But he was doing this like walking down the street kind of thing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because I'm clicking on him going, like, what's going on with AMC? Like, and he was trading Mavis, which I was looking at. I never actually bought the stock, but I was just seeing, because he knows how to read a chart. So I will give him that. Like, he knows how to read a chart. I think he leans on charts a little too heavy. I mean, if my memory serves me correctly, he's not exactly, he hasn't picked them lately. Now, I'll be honest, like if you were young or younger and you're in your 20s and you rolled into this market 4 years ago, yeah. 2 years, like that 4 years ago, you were making money in this market. Every idiot was. Yeah, he's really young. He did mess it up. Just couldn't handle chat. So Wildfire's saying he couldn't handle chat and the trolls, and they really dragged him down. Yeah, plus I think he got some money in his pocket, and I think he sees himself more as an entertainer now than he does a stock guy. And to be honest with you, I liked military Trey better than black dildo mustache Trey. I mean, maybe that's just me. The black dildo mustache stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's like clickbait, silly stuff. I mean, that's what I'm trying not to do with my videos. I mean, it's very tempting. Let's talk AMC, man. Let's talk. It's funny, Harsha? I want to talk AMC. And I am talking AMC because I'm talking about the community and what's around. So so they bailed. Well, this is my thing. It's funny. I think some guys they either got paid off or threatened because it all happened at the same time. And a lot of these guys built their channel based off of that. So, but the AMC stuff, I feel like we're in a stalemate. And there's nothing, like, I look at the price, it's like 682. Like, who cares? Like, does it matter? It could be, I wish it was $4. I really do. I know it's that you're like, dude, you don't wish that stuff. I'm like, no, I really do. And look at the whole market. This is what cracks me up. So I always look at and this is not what I follow, but I put these up here for everybody. Like, the Dow is up, everything's green, and then we look at our two stocks. What you guys afraid of? What are they afraid of? Whew. This thing must be a volcano. And it's like a hurricane, tornado, volcano, all wrapped up in the one. And that's why I throw out price targets. Who cares? Like, you say 500,000, okay. Like, I believe you. Like, I don't think it's going to get that high, but when people say 100,000, I'm like, maybe. I mean, all this stuff should go to the moon, but to sit there and say, oh, I'm going to sell at 300, you do you. That's all I gotta say about that. I just think this thing has a chance to get really high. I do. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but honestly, I think there's so many synthetics out there. And Harsha, I know you keep saying like 100. I think there's so many synthetics out there that even if people started selling at 90, I don't think it would affect anybody that even wanted to sell maybe at 5,000. I just don't think I just think, and the way they're letting this go, and I say this because this isn't this they're not going to manage this. I mean, they can close the market. That's what they're going to do. They probably halt everything. Yeah, so Robert's saying his average is 23.77. Care less about the stock price right now, and been in this since February 2021. I'm here for the pop. I'll buy back when it's over. Yeah, because here's the thing too that you guys, I don't know if you've thought about this, but I certainly have, and I made a video about it. Is let's say Adam Aaron pays off this debt with his ape, and he raises cash, pays off debt, and then he goes and buys like these Regals and Cineworld locations, the premium locations. Dude, he has, what's up, Mr. Simon? What's happening? So Adam Aaron he's going to control the movie industry. So I'm all about buying back in post squeeze. Wait, you're down a lot. Oh, you can leave. But nobody's down on AMC. We're all 100,000 up. We all bought at $3. That is not true. That is not true at all. My average, I can say this. My average is I think it's like 13 when it's all said and done. And my position has been locked since January of 2021. So I don't know if that makes anybody feel better or not, but for a long time I was cool. I was like, yeah, that's too bad. It's down to 20. And everybody was mad. And I'm thinking, I'm still up. But I've bought all over the place. I was buying in the 30s, buying in the 20s. But really my heavy position was all like buying between 13 and 5 when it was like running all around in January, February of 2021. Yeah, and if you guys don't know this, you're familiar with the tax laws. I mean, what's nice for me is I have a lot of my stocks in my IRA. So if you don't know this, you can trade within your IRA, and you never have to get rid of your contributions or whatever, anything. It just until you withdraw it. So that's a United States thing. I don't know how that is in other countries, but for our savings side of things, if you're in an IRA, and listen, and two, most people, myself included, you've 7 or 8 jobs. Yeah, almost all of it. Yeah, so I think actually a third of mine is in my cash brokerage, and the other 2/3 is in my IRA. So that's kind of exciting because, listen, it squeezes and crazy things happen. I'm not running out and buying a Lamborghini. So I'm cool with it sitting in my IRA, and they don't take that tax. I don't take that tax hit until I withdraw. And you take much less of a tax hit when you get, in your 60s. Yeah, I don't know where Alan is. He's slacking. So last stream, Alan was our beat reporter in the UK. But no, we got somebody from Germany. I'm sorry, I forgot your first name. Harsha. So Harsha's out of Germany. Yeah, Harsha, I'm with you, man. I'll take a Tesla. You know what's funny about Tesla? I mean, there's a big push for electric cars in the United States right now. It's you still gotta, one, you have to charge it, and you gotta set up some sort of charging station in your garage. And what if you live in an apartment? How are you going to get your car charged? It's pretty interesting, especially in Europe. Europe's in the same thing, pushing these EVs. It's like, how's everybody charging their cars? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to a coffee shop for 2 hours because my car needs quote unquote energy. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm actually of German descent as well, Wildfire. I think I'm German and Welsh, but not like I'm way removed. Like, I think my great grandparents came from Germany. So, but yeah, you guys, we're talking AMC GME. Please get in the chat. You see that I will talk to you. I will correspond to you with comments. Like I said, I don't consider myself a YouTuber, and that's not like a Lou thing. That's more like until I get like 10,000 subscribers, I won't sit there and take myself too like literal in terms of my presence on YouTube. Um oh, Charge Point. Yeah, what was the other one that I was in and got out of? That was a fun swing trade was Plug. Yeah. Yeah, I was making some money on Plug. um the good old days. The good old days. They'll be back, I think, or they'll be like crypto. And sorry guys, I don't usually drink soda, but I need caffeine like crazy. So, and I know it's early. If you're on the East Coast of the United States, who drinks soda before 11 a.m.? This guy. I mean, I could be drinking coffee. I already had 2 cups. That didn't do it. I think there's more. I think there's more caffeine in soda. Go figure. That's why you get addicted to it. Yeah, Plug was a good one. And that's the thing too. Like as this channel grows, I would love to and I'm not like it's not like promises, but it's like you want to talk about different stuff. Like I don't want to talk about AMC and GME anymore. Like I'm over it, but I'm gonna talk about it until we're done. And we all know what that means. Easy. It's not that easy to get the 10, dude, 10,000 subscribers. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Dr. Pepper. That's my second. That's my second. That's my it's either Coke or Dr. Pepper, and then I'm done. Like that's I don't like any other soda other than that. Um, but 10,000 subs is that's pretty crazy. My son was trying to be like a YouTuber and doing like pranks and stuff. And it's really funny because he'd go into like he just was doing stuff that was like inappropriate. And I was like, dude, are you really gonna do that? Like, you gotta get into college. Like, cut it out. But he knows all about like the inside and outs about YouTube. So he's like my consultant. And he's like, Dad, you're doing pretty well. You got 200 subs. And I'm like, all right, cool. Because I've only been on for I guess a couple weeks. So it is kind of interesting. But I enjoy this part. Like, Wildfire and I made a connection. Mr. Simon and I have made a connection. Like, that's what I think is kind of fun. That's fun to just kind of have people and then to get on Twitter. I don't Mr. Simon, I don't know if you're on Twitter or not, but my DMs are open. Wildfires are not. He's very closed off when it comes to DMs. He don't want anybody in his business on Twitter. But yeah, Wildfire was saying, man, just DM me, man, so that you and I can talk on the side. I won't bother you, dude. But yeah. But it's nice to just get into a spot. And to be honest with you, I'm not trying to be like the new Trey, but like he left us, man. So we got to find somewhere else to hang out. And maybe it's here. I don't know. I don't really know of anybody that's actually doing this anymore. I don't know if they're scared. I don't know if they're scared, man. I almost like in some weird way, I have like I don't know if you guys are like this, but I don't maybe it's because I'm a grown man and I just don't give a rat's behind anymore about stuff. Like, is somebody gonna call me and threaten me? So Robert, I'm gonna come at you a little bit about this. And I'm not like I said, I'm gonna just be honest. I don't I don't like Matt. I don't feel like he really knows what he's talking about. I just don't. I don't know why. And I said this, and I don't know if somebody agreed with me before. Matt, his personality, I'll be nice. His personality doesn't mesh with mine. So I don't find him to be genuine. I know his game, I know what he's up to. He just wants to be famous. And I don't think you get into YouTube to do that. I don't think you can be. I don't think you should get into YouTube to be famous. I just don't. If it happens, it happens. Cool, but if you don't stay yourself and stay genuine, like people are going to see through it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I look at Matt and I'm like, I see through you like nothing else, dude. You're like saran wrap. So, but Robert, please tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, if see, and that's the thing too. If Matt, I don't even watch him, but I'll believe what you're saying. If Matt is talking about ape dilution being bad, then I'll be straight. He's an idiot. He's an idiot because anybody, I don't know if you guys are here. That's my phone. Anybody that thinks that paying off debt is bad and then having cash on hand is bad to do things like acquisitions, this is switched. Like we have to pay attention to fundamentals. In the beginning, when we first all started buying it, we could have cared less about the movie theaters. Let's be honest. We could have cared less. Movies are cool. We all would still go. I would still, if I was going to a superhero movie or going to a Marvel movie, or when I went to go see Halloween last year, and now the other one's coming around. Yeah, I went to AMC, but I'm not like just purposely going to the movies out of my way going to the movies. But if I'm going to go to the movies, I'm going to go to AMC. And I didn't want to see them go out of business. And I'm going to read your comments in a second here. But my point is with the ape dilution, and you guys probably agree with me, if he's hitting that hard, like I'm like, dude, I'm piecing out on you because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because you're a child. You're a child and you've never run a business and you don't understand that it's not CEOs they run their companies to drive the share price up, but they do it on a fundamental level. And personally, I think Adam Aaron probably he wanted to be part of this squeeze and he made Ape to be part of the squeeze, but he also did it to take advantage of the momentum of paying off debt. So Wildfire, I grew up in this movement watching Matt and Trey every day, but Matt lost me with his pettiness and negativity a long time ago. Trey, I still love. I just don't know what happened. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. We talked about this before. I think I'm a pretty good judge of character. Trey's a good dude. So something happened. I don't know I had somebody in one of my streams talk about how, they had a mental disease and I believe them. And I'll talk to them about it. But I don't know if Trey takes that stuff to heart, like somehow he's responsible for those people. And you can only do so much for people. And you can only really it's like, just be a good friend and don't say anything bad. And I say in all my videos, just be a good person. Does that mean that I'm a great person? I don't know. I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure I do stuff. I mean, I got a temper. So somebody does something to me, I'm sure I would say something inappropriate. Somebody kicks me in the shins at a convenience store or something stupid like that, I'm going to probably grip them up. But I don't know if that makes me a good person or a lunatic, but I think I'm a good person. I'm not going to treat people poorly from the onset when I first meet them. And I think Trey's a good dude. He's, he connected with a lot of people when he told his story, his backstory. So we are talking about the stocks, but let's be honest, let's stop watching the line. This is stock therapy right now. It's not Stock Mafia, or it's therapy mafia. I don't know, whatever the heck you want to call it. But yeah, Trey started. So Robert's saying Trey started changing slowly over the last year. Took his skills a little too seriously. Yeah. So see, I lost him a little bit. And I'll be the first to admit it. Like, I got on the Lou train. I did, man. He hooked me. He hooked me, man. He got me. And I'm not on it anymore. So, but I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not going to sit here and say that I thought he was a con man the whole time. I thought he was offensive. I couldn't believe that he was still on YouTube with the stuff he says, because I could almost say, like, if I did the stuff that he's doing right now, I bet you I'd get shut down. So what does that say? It says somebody's protecting him. So I always kind of had that in the back of my mind. Like, how is he still on with the stuff he says about like ethnicities and stuff? But we talk about Trey. Money changes people, guys, and I think Trey has a couple $1 million now. I think he has a couple $1 million, and I think he sees himself in a different light than, I think, as they always say, it's kind of creepy to say this, but I don't like when people say this, but he's smelling himself. But he's almost like sitting there going, like, he's like removed himself from like the regular part, which is really funny because he hasn't posted. Last time I checked, he hasn't posted at all since he said he was leaving AMC. Am I correct? So I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I guess somebody said he's on Twitch. But I got to be honest with you. Like, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to come in and talk. Like, let's do it. But I just feel like there's not enough people out there that are talking about what we want to talk about. So I will be here for everybody. Please subscribe to my videos. I try to post every day, and I'm gonna be pretty military about just being on the stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 12, and popping on when something goes down. I mean, let's say this Credit Suisse dies down, like something goes down while we're sitting here. Oh, I'm staying. And we'll put Twitter up on the screen and we'll just bang it out. Oh, Stock Mafia. Here, I'll put my Twitter in the chat. It's kind of funny. I have this microphone. There we go. I gotta get away from my keyboard here. I'll put the Twitter in my chat. So I couldn't get Stock Mafia. It was already taken. That's my Twitter. At Stock Mafia 2022. So, people say that I did that just because that's the established year. So 40 years from now, when we're all 90, they'll be like, I used to watch that guy. Wildfire say, I was in his chats. Now he won't even talk to me. I got to give him $4,000 in super chat money. No, you will not. But it's yeah, Robert, you unsubscribe to Trey. Well, I think a lot of people are going to start unsubscribing. He's not posting. Yeah, he's not posting. So it's I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Wildfire knows. If you guys, is he on doing something with Twitch? But and it's not about like who left us and who did this. A lot of the stuff, I think a lot of the people that I follow or have followed, I like this type of YouTubing where somebody's actually talking to me. You're not reading me a Twitter feed because I'm all over that. Like, it's hard to get something it's not hard to get something past me, but I try to catch up or grab some. I'm on that all the time. I mean, honestly, I think my vision has gone to crap. Because of all the staring at my phone I've done for the past 2 years. That's the honest to God truth. If I was like 2020, I'm like 1820. If that's even a something, I don't even know. But I know I was 2020. But now it's like I don't know. I stare at my phone too much, man. And my daughter, who knows nothing about the stock market, what does she call? She says, "Dad, did it squeeze yet?" The spike. She goes, "Did the spike happen yet?" I'm like, "No, baby, the spike didn't happen yet." But and let's hope. I hope this week I hope we have Armageddon this week in terms of these banks having to meet their margins and people not swapping their debt, because they're going to start getting in trouble. And that's where, if you watch AMC Bigums, so we'll get back to watching. I keep saying, like, protect your investment, and what I mean by that is, like, get a squad. And for me, like, Lou was part of my squad because I just felt like he was getting insider information. I know he's offensive. I know he always seemed like a con man, but he had information that we needed. He's not talking about AMC anymore, so it doesn't matter how we feel about it. Unless you're buying GTII, lose your guy because he's not talking about it. And Trey's not talking about it. So he's not, like, they're not part of our squad anymore. And Matt doesn't talk about that stuff anymore. I never followed him because I just never felt like he never impressed me with any type of knowledge or brought anything to me. So, and he actually brings traders on his show. He wants to be a broadcaster. That's what Matt wants to do. You can tell. He wants to have his own show, and he does. So have your own show. But he's not going to give you any insight the way Trey did, in my opinion. And that's the one thing. It's to educate. We sit there and say, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, let's be honest. Who made those rules? Who made us keep saying all that stuff? Hedgies. They don't want us talking. They do not want us talking. Robert, I like some DD, but seriously, I like more support and content. This play is real and it's happening. Just keep plugging. Yeah, and so you kind of agree with me, like, not to say you like me, but it is nice to have, like, some conversations about it and not read someone else's Twitter account to me. I mean, I will watch Thomas James. I don't know if you guys watch him, the guy from Britain, and I like him too. And every once in a while, he'll come in and kind of give his opinion, and I'm like, dude, that's what. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, if I was giving him any advice, I'm like, I think people want a little bit more of that because we want to see how you're feeling about things. But the only way you actually really get to know somebody, and this is why Trey, I think, was awesome, and maybe this is why people connected to Matt, was they streamed. And that's the key. I think that's the key. It's like, yeah, I'm going to put out my videos and you'll get my stance without an uninterrupted stance. But for me, I'm like, I remember when Trey got so popular so quick, you couldn't even get in to ask him a question. And I super chatted him once and he never answered my question. So I was like, oh, forget this. Love that guy's channel. Which one? Oh, Thomas. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, I do like him a lot. So he's the one I watch. And I don't really, it kind of stinks, but I used to watch Trey and I used to watch Lou, and I was sitting down on my sofa last night and I was pulling up YouTube and I was like, huh. I was like, there's nobody talking about what I want to talk about. So, and the other guys, like, and I've said this before, and I'm not trying to, like, hurt anybody's feelings, but, like, I've been around the block, and the only reason I've been around the block is because I'm in my 40s. That's it. That's all. I've just seen a lot of things, done a lot of stuff, and I've seen financial markets crash before and lived through it. I was in my 30s. I think I'm early. I might have been in my 20s in 2008. But I saw that crash, and all I remember saying to myself was, oh, I'm so glad I didn't buy one of those dumb ARM loans. That's all I said to myself. I had no idea what was going on in the market. No idea. And I thought I was, like, back then in my 20s, I thought I was Mr. Business. I knew about Apple and Microsoft, and I knew all about how e-commerce was going to take over the world and all that crap. And it did, or it has. So, I know more about it now and know how to grind through things. So Robert, so I'm gonna come back. I like Angelo, but what happened to him? Why do you think I'm saying that? Why is he playing CNBC videos all day long now? CNBC, which I call the Cartoon Network for business. So, I mean, and like I said, like Robert, you could be like, yo, Darren, you're being a jerk. Because I'm bringing these people up and you're ruining things for me. But do you hear what I'm saying with Angelo? Because I don't take any, I don't take any advice from CNBC. No way. No way. No way. And now Angelo's playing videos from them all the time. And I thought, well, actually, I do know this. It's like a copyright infringement. So he has to have permission to do that. So who gave him permission? And I'm sorry, but if he's not singing their narrative, then they're not allowing him to use those clips. That's why I talk about like I am Mr. Conspiracy Theory. I do see behind things, and I might be Mr. Paranoid. And to be honest with you, being in a community like this, you guys need to set me straight. Because right now I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. I really should line my camera up with the chat, but my monitor's not big enough. I need one of those like if you ever see like the crazy cool setups on Reddit, like it's like in one of the ads where it's like this, it looks like it's like a 72-inch curved screen. I was like, whoa, that sounds cool. That's probably like $5,000. Like, no, I mean, even if I had the money, I probably wouldn't even buy it. Because if it was like a tax write-off, that's squeeze. We'll call that squeeze monitor. The 72-inch curved computer monitor is the squeeze monitor. Yeah, so Robert, that's what I'm saying is like he's playing those CNBC things and he doesn't have if he can't just play that stuff. So he's either getting in trouble. I mean, you know this too. It's like if you watch Trey, when Trey plays regular music, like popular music, he even says that he can't get like monetized or whatever the heck's going on in his YouTube. Like he doesn't get like whatever counts toward his stuff because he's playing copyrighted stuff. So Wildfire, I don't think you have to get an agreement to play those. Really? Yeah, but I mean, listen, I'll agree with you, but then I'll say, I don't know how I could. I'll try to find that out information. I probably won't. Those monitors are cool. Yeah, that's funny. Mr. Simon's talking about the monitor, my squeeze monitor. That's all they are is $400. Well, that's not bad. Not that I'm getting one. I'm not spending $400 on a monitor, but I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, about those clips. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I don't know. I just think if you're getting clicks and getting paid because Angelo's in the stratosphere now where he's making money off his videos. He played his time up there is all CNBC videos. So in some respects, like if I was CNBC, I'd be like, nah, dude, we put our own videos up. So, but Wildfire, you might be right. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting to find out, but I would just think because you get in trouble, you just get in trouble for posting copyrighted stuff. So I would think that there's got to be something out there that stops that. Because even like paying for like cable TV, it's not public. I don't think it's not like on a public that's a that's a cable station. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, but that's the thing. I guess I watch Angelo every once in a while. He gets me because his titles never really tell you what's in the video most of the time. So you just kind of have to like get in there and see it. Who's Tony? Is it Tony De Niro? I'll check him out. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like you gotta understand, like you gotta like, you know, you gotta have a personality. You're not gonna listen to somebody that's like super boring. And that's where I get into the YouTube people. Like I gotta see your face. So if you're super popular and you're just hiding behind like your screen, good for you. But I'm not watching you. And somebody tweets about, oh, like you got to watch Al from Boston because he said this. Yeah, I'll watch his video, but because he doesn't have his comments on, and because he never shows his face, it's hard to trust somebody like that. And that's where you want to read somebody. You want to read him and see if he's like legit. There's another guy I don't watch that he like goes like this all the time on all his thumbnails. I don't watch him because I'm like, dude, like the Macaulay Culkin, like, I mean, how many times you're just trying to get people to click on your thing? I mean, what kind of substance is behind it? But like I said, I'm not trying to make fun of people. I'm just giving you my opinion because I'm sure people would say nonsense about me, and I just have to take it. Let's look at the price action today. I'll just dive in there because I'm following the way you guys are. I still, it's funny when this thing squeezed, and I've told people before, like I took some off the top in the 65 range for AMC. I'm going to be honest because listen, I trade for a living. I didn't know what was happening with all this, but I ended up buying GameStop. So I have like a 200 average at GameStop right now. It's not 200 now divided by 4. It's like 50. So Wildfire saying I don't have to see someone's face. We just don't. Oh yeah, well Bigum's to me is the exception. So I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it's not like I have set rules. I guess it's when somebody says something that I'm like suspect about, I'm almost wishing that I saw their face. That's probably a better description of like what I'm feeling. Street cred, what's up? All right, so let me get down to the new messages. Oop. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, there you go. Finance News. That's the guy that does the Macaulay Culkin face. What I mean by this. But you know what? Like, whatever he's doing is working because he's got you know how many subscribers he has? He's like 75,000 subs. That's crazy. That's pretty wild. So I don't know. That's pretty wild. And I feel like he hasn't been around that long, but I feel like I haven't been in this play that long. And then I look back and I'm like, oh my God. Are we going on 2 years? Like that's going to be something else for all of us. Like, are we going on 2 years being in the stock? But something is happening this week. Something is happening. So if you guys, I'm going to bring it up. Man, I got to figure out. I think I do need one of those crazy arm things that fly around so I can move the microphone around so I can have access to my keyboard. But I'm going to try to. All right, there we go. I'm going to bring up Twitter. I don't tweet Jim Cramer anymore because I had another account and I was ripping in him because he's from my hometown because I live outside of Philadelphia, and I was just ripping him all day, just ripping him. Here we go. And he blocked me, and I was like, "Damn it! Now I can't see his tweets." So now that I'm Now that I have my Stock Mafia, I'm gonna leave him alone so that I can see his stuff. But he said something today that was pretty interesting. There we go. 17 minutes ago, what did he put? Oh, I don't care about that. There we go. So he goes, there it is. He writes, "How the mighty have fallen." Ouch. So anybody could say, "Oh, well, that's Jim Cramer, inverse Cramer, do the opposite of him. He's just saying." And I said, "Well, no, I don't think so anymore. I just think I think it's a I think he's on to our thing that we do the opposite of what he says, and he's now talking about Credit Suisse, and he says how the mighty have fallen. Ouch. So I think that's pretty interesting that he did that, because a lot of people are like, just remember, this is just a rumor. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen to this bank. Well, now he's talking about it. So yeah, and Robert, I'm with you. Like, and I'm looking at you guys. So I'm gonna read your chat. So, oops, stuff is happening globally. Phase 6. Yeah. So that is the phase six. If you're following AMC Bigums, he talks about it. Don't rely on me for that type of information. I could break it down for you if you don't know it. Essentially, is like this what's called a banking cartel, and you got to be on the up and up, and you got to have all your money straight, or they kick you out. Okay, that's my street explanation of that. Well, and with phase 6, they have to meet these margin requirements to be in this group, because when you're in this group, they trade money back and forth and do things, and they don't want to have to like dot their I's and cross their T's every time they trade money from you. They want to know you're from the on the up and up, so you can stay in this club. So that's my explanation of that. But if you get into AMC Bigums on Twitter, he'll give you a much more in-depth explanation and really understand it, which I've watched, and I just give you my quick 30-second explanation of what they are. But I'm with you guys. Robert, Wildfire, I'm with you. It's just there's too much going on. There's too much going on. And I know people are saying, oh, this is going to happen after midterms. And I'm like, dude, do you think they can last that long? And, one of the famous quotes is, if they could have prevented 2008, they would have. And I think it's going to be one of those things where they could have prevented 2022, then they would have, because they're trying. It's just not working. And you know why it's not working? Because we're not selling. I know it sounds simple and kind of like, well, there's other stuff going on and the banking. No, it's 99% of it because we're not selling. So it's pretty wild. And even Jim Cramer, as he rambles on, he slipped up and said, we just got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of these meme guys. We got to get rid of them. Get them out of the market. And it's just funny to hear his desperation for his buddies and himself. Because, you watch his show, and why I kind of give Cramer a hard time is because strangely enough, Jim Cramer grew up probably 20 minutes or closer to where I live. Like, he grew up in my area. And strangely enough, Adam Aaron, same thing. It's kind of weird. They're both from like the Philadelphia area. That's why Cramer loves the Eagles. But that's just a side note. And I think I just take it personally because he's always pumping Philly, and it's like, dude, you're not a citizen. Like, you're not for this country. You're for some guys that do bad things, and you're a criminal. And you're a puppet for the criminals, so you're a criminal as well. You puppet their message. You put their message out there, and they put you. I believe honestly, when the CNBC started, I think they probably came to him and said, "Hey, Jimmy, this is the deal. We're going to make you famous, and you're going to do what we say. And you can do whatever you want, but when we come to you, you do what we say." And that's kind of how that rolls. That's what I believe. Street cred, not sure, but do you have different? Yeah, dude, I don't know. Weeble doesn't have, and I don't use Weeble. I use their charts. I mean, I could tell. I don't. Yeah, this is. I know this is not. This is not their thing. I mean, I'm looking at my phone, and I know that's the. I cannot believe that stock. I can't believe it. If anybody's into it making money, way to go. Way to go. I'm not. I'm blown away by it. Because I've watched Lou, and I've seen Lou push Clove, and I watch Lou tell everybody to buy Sundial, and I did neither of those, and thank God I didn't. So when he was pumping this one, I was like, it's another one, because that's the one thing. Like, I watch Lou with both eyes open, because I just felt like he was getting good information from somebody, but I didn't know what his angle was. I think we all know his angle now. My opinion, it's how I feel. Disagree with it? Okay. You know who else I like besides Bigums is Red Bill Pill channel used to be. Oh, I did see Short Squeeze channel. I'll look at that. Red Bill Pill. Why did he change his name to Red Bill Pill? Oh, Wildfire, you like him too? Does he talk? I mean, I guess of course he talks. I guess how would you separate YouTube guys? You could separate them in respect to, like, they could be like me, who like talks through the play, and then there's guys that do like a whole bunch of technical analysis. I think that's probably how you break that down. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. You guys will probably crack up when you see how I try to find the bottom of a stock. I mean, it's not. When I buy a stock, I mean, I think I've said this before. I mean, I have rules, so I'm always looking at the environment. So what's bullish? Like, are we in a bullish market? Are we in a bearish market? Like right now, I'm not buying anything because I don't like where the market's headed. I think the market's headed down. So yeah, I'll buy the dip when the dip happens, and I don't think the dip is here yet. So the environment's really cool for me, and I would never touch a company that I don't like or want to hold for a long time. So that's where it's like fundamentals and analysis and products and what the future holds. Tesla's a great example of that. Like, who wouldn't want Tesla? Like, things are happening, but is the price too high? So that's when you want to try to make sure that you're getting in on a dip. Maybe a big institution is selling off a position or something like that. And I apologize if I have a cold, so if I'm like breathing in the microphone or anything, that's not my usual. But after that, I mean, it's just trying to find a position, a stock I like, and then looking at it in terms of what's coming up with earnings and news. I traded a lot of Neo. Boss Blunts, yeah. And he's like him and Bigums I think are pretty tight. I think he talks about him. Yeah, I mean Tesla, Elon Musk is just he's a genius. So if you're buying Tesla, you're buying Elon Musk. Spaceships, solar panels, electric cars. I mean, whatever he's doing, man, he's wild. He's like the modern day Steve Jobs. He's looking at things And he's not like the inventor, and Jobs wasn't. I mean, if you the history of Apple, Steve Wozniak was the one who was programming the computers and doing all that stuff. So Jobs wasn't, but he had ideas and he drove people. I mean, I don't know if I would want to work for Steve Jobs, but I certainly would like to invest in one of his companies. Yeah, it's like a wildfire. It's like an ETF. So wildfire saying you're buying SpaceLink, Tesla, SpaceX. Yeah, it's like you're buying into a whole bunch. It's kind of like buying Amazon because Amazon makes, at least they did. I mean, I'm sure it hasn't changed. Their Amazon Web Services, that's what drives their company. They make money in the e-commerce side, but the reason Jeff Bezos is he might, I don't know if he's the richest man. It changes daily who the richest man in the world is, but I know it doesn't really matter if you're still top 5, maybe to those guys. But the Amazon Web Services is where they make their money, putting everything on the cloud. That's their bread and butter. All right. Yeah, sorry, I can't. That GTII won't. That symbol is not in Weeble. Maybe you can't buy it on their platform. And because I'm not really too interested in it, I'm not going to try to like sleuth my way to get it up there because it is traded on the OTC. But it's ripping, man. It's up to $6.84. And when Lou was talking about it, it was 40 cents. So good for everybody that made money in that. But like any stock, people are going to get hurt. So, and I think I don't know who, somebody had said to me, and it's true. They're like, oh, well, GTII is killing this one hedge fund that shorted it. And I'm like, yeah, but they could just do what all the other ones do. Dark pool it, synthetic share it, like do all the silly games. So it's just pretty interesting. But I said I made a video and I really did feel this way. It's like, yeah, Robert. I'm with you. I mean, I've traded stocks on there, but let me tell you something. When I get up like 20 cents, like not even when I've gotten up like 10 cents, I've gotten out. So even if I bought GTII, I would have been out at like $1.50. And I wouldn't have looked back. Yeah, you're really taking a risk when you're buying on that exchange because it's unregulated and the New York Stock Exchange is supposedly regulated. So when something says it's unregulated, look out. They can pretty much do anything they want to a stock. So, but yeah, and that's the thing too. That's why I didn't touch it. I'm careful to not really touch anything that's like recommended to me. Now listen, future down the line, I'll talk about 5, 6, 10 stocks with you guys all day long. And we'll just fundamentally look at it. Never tell you to buy, sell, never would do that. Illegal, not illegal, I wouldn't do it because those decisions are your own. And you have to sit there and look at them because you could say tell somebody to buy something and they hold on to it too long. You know? I mean, when I was trading Neo, I and I will say it, I got lucky. Like I bought it at like 20 and rode that thing up into like when it went to, I think it's 62 was like the 52-week high, or it's when I stopped paying attention to it. That was wild for me. And then it dropped down and I bought some back and it popped up again. I sold it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like now this is just getting silly. But I've been in plays where I've gotten hammered and had to hold on to the stock for 3 years. That's why I only buy stuff that I want to own forever. And if I sell it within the next day or 3 weeks, so be it. Make your money, you move on. So buying ape shares, you guys can answer that in the chat. Um, I won't say what you should or shouldn't do, but it does seem, in my opinion, that that's going to be the first thing to run. But who knows? There's also the theory that Adam already cut a deal, and that's why ape is going down so low. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean, what if it's sitting at $2.48 right now, and we're thinking they're just using FTDs to damage it and all that stuff. Um, and we find out, oh, that whole deal that Adam had, he sold his 400 million or 425 million shares at $12 a pop to a hedge fund, and that's why the price is down. But you know what? Like, honestly, worst case scenario, and I'm going to give you worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, ape goes to zero, and it's not worth anything for us anymore. And that's the worst case scenario. But that's still the best case scenario. Why? Because dude just paid off all his debt. So it's almost like, yeah, you could have sold ape at $7 or whatever. You could have sold it when it was at 10. But even if they take all our ape away from us, if he's got $8 billion because of it, whatever that cost is made up 10 times that. So I wouldn't really worry about ape and where it's headed. I just want Adam Aaron to do what he needs to do with ape to strengthen AMC. If you guys disagree with me, please, put it in the chat. Tell me how you feel. If you're new to the chat, I'm only talking to a couple people right now, so you can put something in there. You can say hi. Please sub to my videos. Make me feel better about myself. Give me motivation to stick around. That's honest to God truth, right? So, if you guys like what you see, like I said, please share it. And so, I mean, it's a question of protecting your investment, because that's what I'm doing. This community for us is just for us to talk and feel better about what's going down, because nothing hurts more than watching our stock prices in the red. And right now, if you look at the big board, the only two in red are ape and AMC, and that's my big board. And I've got HYMC on there. I've got Apple on here. I follow Carnival. I traded Carnival many, many times. NEO is very low. But I am for nothing in terms of this market outside of AMC and GameStop. I don't know anything about anything. So I know a little bit. I know, but not to the point where I'm ready to trade anything. Tesla, huh? You own Tesla, Mr. Simon? Whew. It's funny. It's if you look at the 52-week high, you're looking at Tesla, it's almost down like 50%. And I'm assuming, I know they just did they just did a splividend and had no issues, even though GameStop was a big thing. No, Ryan, they don't. They do care. That's why they're scared of ape, Ryan. So I'll disagree with you on that. But it does seem like they could care less. They're just going to do whatever they want to do, and that's true too. They'll just. But I just think that you just keep. It's like a lie. You keep telling lies. Eventually, you're going to get caught. You keep committing crimes. Eventually, you're going to get caught. I think the big players, even if they're in on it, they might not be so heavy in on it, and they'll try to take people out. I've always found that Vanguard was always a legitimate brokerage. And you hear stories about they're in on this and all that stuff. Okay, whatever. And they very well could be, but they're big. They're one of the big boys on the block. I mean, BlackRock and Vanguard are the biggest players in the financial market. They have the most money. They need retail investors. They need our action. They need our liquidity. They need us to trade back and forth. They need us to invest, not even on individual stocks. They probably prefer us to buy their funds. So, and eventually they're going to say, if they haven't already, guys, we got to clean this up because there's no action. And without action, without trading, without buying, they're not making any money because they make money on transactions. So that's their game. And if we're not buying into this market, then they're not making money. And I think some of you have probably had this thought, and you might be standing like hardcore to this, because I have this thought every once in a while, is if they don't clean up payment for order flow and dark pools, and I don't feel like I can consciously make a trade without feeling like it could be manipulated, then I'm out. I'm out. And I'm sure a lot of you have probably had that thought. Okay, Mr. Simon, I got you. Yeah, so you buy the puts and the calls. Cool. Cool. Yeah, options are not my thing, but I understand why people do it. I'm a bull by nature. I think my only way my brain works in this market is to think about like what's going forward. Now, granted, like buying AMC right now, it's like you're counting on the market going down, but this is a different type of play. Something that'll probably never happen again, and something I'll never get involved in again because I don't want to do it. But yeah, so Wildfire, you agree with me? Like I can't think about like, oh, this company stinks, I'm gonna buy in on it, and then you know somehow I'm not shorting. None of us can short. I mean, you can, but the risk for an individual investor to short, it's a big risk. So Robert saying, was interested hearing Griffin describe how they were just trying to survive. Yeah, day by day in 2008. They are likely in the same boat. Why else would he borrow 600 million? Yeah. And we bailed him out. The US government bailed him out. He acts like he survived. He didn't survive. He got bailed out. And like that's the funny thing. It's like he's sitting there pumping his chest in his tuxedo, making this speech to everybody. And everybody in there is thinking, dude, you got bailed out. And what you did with that bailout money was you made yourself stronger, but you lost and you got the government to bail you out. Let's see what they do this time. And it's funny. I think the amount that he was given, I think it was like 190 million. And then 2 years later, he bought a penthouse in Manhattan for over $200 million. So talk about like sticking it right in your face. Like, here you go. Here's that money. And then next thing you know, he's back at it. And 0.72, he got in trouble for manipulating the market, Steve Cohen. And and I think like his accounts got like liquidated. And then within like 3 or 4 years, he's like buying the New York Mets. It's like, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. It is wild. And it's the mafia. It's the mafia. And if you guys want to know why our channel is called Stock Mafia, because we need to be the mafia. It's a play on words because they are the mafia. You don't think they threatened these YouTube guys to leave? They sure as hell did. They did something. Why are they all leaving at the same time, saying the same thing at the same time, not covering certain stocks all at the same time, when they've been doing it for 2 years and most people built their channels on it? Who knows? I could get threatened. I don't know. If I leave, I've been threatened. but not threatened like, if you don't do this, it's got to be real. And I don't know if they'll come at me, tell me I'm doing something illegal. I'm not. I'm a master's educated business educator, and I'm educating you on the financial markets. What else you got for me? I got 3 college degrees. I'm not doing anything illegal. And I always say I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice. So I don't know what else they got for me. And they got to pay me off. I got a really high number. So I don't think I'm dangerous right now. But it's all good because I don't want to be dangerous. I want to be here for everybody, and I think karma is a big thing in this world. And I've been on this world. I guess I probably lived half my life. So I think we're in a good spot. I think you guys can judge me on my character and the things the message I try to get across to everybody. Yeah, Robert, I'm with you. Like, money begets money. Like, they all protect each other. And I think there's a lot of that. Listen, I'm not some CEO cheerleader. I got my issues with Adam Aaron. I think Adam Aaron has finally come to our side. That's what I mean by that. When this was running up to 72, and the things that he was doing by selling all his shares, and all the boards selling their shares. I mean, they killed any momentum that we had created to drive the stock price up. Killed it. And he did it selfishly, and he did it for his friends, because he could have done all that stuff when the stock price was in the $300 range, not 72. So, if I personally could talk to Adam Aaron and I'm like, you killed it, and you did it on purpose, and I'll call you out on it because I'm a grown man and I can do what I want. Because that's one thing about me. Like, I'll take the heat, but I'll give the heat back. And I'm sure you guys are the same way. Like, there's nothing wrong with us, like, standing up for ourselves. And if your personality, you don't have that, then you could use me for that outlet, because I will stand up to whomever tries to threaten people and do things to, because I think what's going on in this world is pretty bad, and I'd like to fix it in some small way. And that's just by being a good person. That's it. Because what else can you do, man? What else can you do? I mean, I guess you could run for Congress and get into that mishmash. But you know, I tell you what, I'll do that for you. So, and I won't say it out loud, so you can read what Robert put in the chat. But Robert, here's my code. I'm a big Phillies fan. Philadelphia Phillies. I love all my Philly sports teams. I would never, ever wear a New York Mets hat. We good? I would never, ever wear a New York Mets hat. And I'll leave it at that, because I don't like the Mets. Never have. So there you go. If I'm rolling in here wearing a New York Mets hat, now I will wear probably any other team. I mean, I got a bald head, so I wear hats a lot. My wife even made fun of me. She goes, "Not going with the hat on the old stream, eh?" I'm like, "Baby, come on, like, give me a break." I used to have hair. I had hair on this head about 7 years ago. I mean, I tell you what. I mean, I could handle it, but if there was some way to just like sprinkle some magic dust and bring my hair back, yeah, I would do that. I would do it. I'm not gonna sew anything on my I'm not gonna sew anything on my head. I think that would be hot. I don't want anything that's hot. That would feel like I always have like a ski cap on my head. All right, Robert. Yeah, we got it. So yeah, if I'm wearing a New York Mets hat, just remember I'm a really big Phillies fan. So, um, but it's funny. I mean, I don't. I would think something like that is coming my way if I did end up becoming popular. I would think something like that would come my way. But the thing is, I think it's really easy to spook somebody in their 20s. I know the law, and you know, and my sister's a lawyer, so there you go. Um, maybe I'm protected in some weird way. But yeah, if you're new to this chat or you've been sitting in this chat and haven't talked to me, please put something in the chat. And if you're watching my videos, please subscribe. I really am. And people say, well, no, you want to be famous, you're on YouTube. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think it's funny. Like I've always been a good communicator. Obviously, I was a school teacher for a long time. And so that's why I got into it. But these two stocks, the AMC GME, they're my passion, they're my life, they're my obsession. I wish they weren't my obsession, but that's exactly what they are. And I feel like there's no community for us anymore. And I jumped on this way before everybody pieced out, but sometimes timing is everything. So I'm sitting here now, and I am going to stream. And we had a lot more people in the stream today than we did. I don't know, Wildfire, if you're still here, but we had a lot more people on the stream today than we did yesterday. Or I'm sorry, on Friday. So I am going to be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 10 to 12 Eastern time. And, I'm going to be here. I'm watching the chart like you guys. And then honestly, if something big happens, I'm going to jump back on. So if you follow me at Twitter, it's at Stock Mafia 2022. That's the established date. I couldn't get at Stock Mafia. It was taken. Go figure. Everything's taken. It's like trying to get an email address. You got to put like 16 numbers at the end of it. So Mr. Simon's still here. Yes, sir. You need some big statement on video title. Watch the clicks come in. Well, so this is not meant to be offensive to our ladies, but I know that 99% of the people, because I get the analytics that guys watch my videos. So I said to my son's like, Dad, you're doing well. You got like so many subs. And I said, yeah, it's really cool. And I said, I got to go for it. And he goes, what's that? I said, just got to put cleavage on my thumbnails because that'll just bring them in. So, yeah. But see, Robert, the thing is, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be him, but I really kind of leave it up to you guys to just share my videos. Honestly, I think I really do. When I found Trey, I found him on Stock Twits. So occasionally I will post my videos on Stock Twits. If you guys want to do that, that would be great. I appreciate it. I think that's pretty cool. But I share stuff all the time. So I'm not right now, I'm probably just obsessing over my YouTube stuff. But before that, I was always sharing stuff because I was protecting my investment. I want people to I want everybody to go to AMC Bingham's on Twitter, because guy's a really smart guy. He seems like his heart's in the right place, and he gives really good information, and his stuff is like solid. Like he's not like his information isn't like a momentum thing where it's like, oh, Adam Aaron just wore shorts, or what's he mean with the long pants, which is something that I addressed because I was like, he's just trying to tell everybody like he's in. No, his stuff is like, look at this bank, look at their over leveraged stuff that like I understand, but can communicate it probably to a lesser extent, which probably people like. And that's kind of how you feed complicated stuff through this brain, it's going to come out because I I teach like you're a 12-year-old, and sometimes that's how I want to hear it because Bingham's videos are like an hour and a half. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, Robert says you don't like clickbait titles. Keep it real, but you need something. I know. But my thumbnails are pretty good. I think. I mean, you could say otherwise. I think it's more. I think it's more that you get more validity as you get more subscribers. Then YouTube will put you in like the searches and stuff. So I think organically, it's getting there. Listen, Trey hit the jackpot, and so did Matt Kors. Nobody would know Matt Kors if you guys remember when we were buying this stock in January of 2021, they banned him. They banned Matt Kors. And I've been all over YouTube. I had no idea who he was. No idea. And then that's what they're like, oh, they banned him, and no, he's back. And then they banned him again, and like, oh, he's back. And it's almost like being like a rapper where you get to go to jail and you become really popular because you went to jail. And that's kind of how Matt, I think that's, he could say otherwise, but he probably would because he probably thinks he just got it all organically. But that's how he became super popular. He probably got 20,000 subscribers from being in Google YouTube jail. And, but Trey, because Trey was genuine, he was in the right place at the right time, and AMC started running, and he brought the energy. We were all watching him. And that's what I that's one thing too. I don't think Trey has the same energy. I don't know. Like I said, I wish him the best. I think he's awesome. Yeah, timing and excitement. They probably still be around and doing their thing, but not to the popularity. Like boom. Like you can't. You know how hard it is to build a YouTube channel? I'll take it from me. I watched my son try to do one. And now his stuff that he was doing was like pranking and stuff, but he put a good year effort in it, and it didn't really go anywhere. And his stuff was kind of funny, but you got to look at your environment and go, there's like 10 million kids right now doing pranking YouTube videos. So, I mean, for me, I kind of look at it like this. Robert saying Reddit crowd was new, and there was a lot of excitement around the meme movement. Yeah, and Robert, the funny thing is Reddit, at least on my end, I have limited access to. I get blocked. I got blocked. So I can't post on certain stream. So if you guys want to know something about Reddit, I don't know if you feel this way, but I have for a while, is you don't get the DD you used to out of Reddit. And I think the hedgies have got into those forums, and I think they're the moderators now. I think somehow they snuck in there and they got in there. So, and I apologize for my sniffling. I know it's gross, but I do have a cold. Should be over it soon. But yeah, so I've been so even if I wanted to like post one of my videos, and obviously that would be self-promotion, but if I wanted to do that, I can't because they would block me. And my karma is like through the roof. But I don't know. So, this stuff, and does that surprise anybody? It shouldn't surprise anybody because look what's happening. Look at the people that we watched that gave us like some like verbal confirmation of what's going on. I mean, I feel like it's better to hear good news from somebody who's like looking at you as opposed to just reading it on Twitter or reading it on Reddit because you don't really know where they're coming from. And that's why I like the face-to-face. So we got about 7 minutes left. Anybody? Market is doing what it's doing, and my phone hasn't blown up yet. I don't even know what I do with my phone. Oh, there it is. My phone hasn't blown up yet telling me that Credit Suisse, or you guys haven't told me that they've, gone down the tubes and the world is ending kind of stuff. But just let you know, I will, if something does go down, I will get on here. You know what's funny, Robert? I was thinking about TikTok. I mean, obviously, you can all see, like, I'm not a kid, so we all know that our if we have children, they're all on there. But yeah, I was thinking about it and just putting stuff up there. I mean, just putting just little stuff that's, but I just stuff that's relative. Like I did the YouTube shorts, and I think they're like, I really do. I think they're silly, but you'd be amazed how many people view them. I got more views on those shorts than I do on the videos that actually have like real content. So it's pretty interesting. So I will try that. That's good advice. It's good advice. I'll do the TikTok. It's just to get people like to just, understand what's going on, because this is what's going on. And I do believe in some strange way, and you guys will probably agree with me, if something does hit, like, it's gonna get wild, and people are really, I think, just people don't know about this stuff yet. What we know, they don't know what we know, what is coming. They don't know. They're walking the streets, walking their dogs right now, and they don't know what's coming, and we do. So that's pretty interesting. So we shall see what's going on. And I actually like this. I'm using Restream. I just found it, and it does the trick. I might actually sign up for this. So you wanted to see Restream in the right corner, you'll see Stock Mafia. So, but anybody else that's still in here, we got 5 more minutes. Any questions? Anything you want to bring to the table? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I stream. Please subscribe to my videos. I really do appreciate it. It makes me feel good about myself. Right now I have low self-esteem when it comes to YouTube. And what I mean by that is, it's like, it is funny. You really do put yourself out there when you go on to this stuff. So I know people say this all the time, but it's true. I'm just a regular dude doing his thing. Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's so dumb, Robert. So you think this is funny? So my video, I did a short, and you guys, this is a funny story, but I did the short on Adam Aaron's long pants, and I just go, Adam Aaron is wearing long pants, and I think I might have said he's with us, and I think it was like my first short. 2,000 people watched that, or like 1,800 or something. I mean, that was the dumbest. I just thought that was the dumbest thing, but it's like 2,000 people watched it, so it's all good. I mean, I did get one that I thought was relative. I was like, 2008 is happening again, and I did that one, and it had like 3,000 views. I think that's kind of funny. I don't know what that means, but all I do, my real goal is to get people into this stream so that we can all talk. And if you guys don't think that I'm using you like you're using me, I'm going to be straight. I'm using you too, because conversations help us make decisions and keep us involved. And why do they not want us to talk? Because they don't want us to talk. Because you'll see in my videos, I say the old man playbook. The old man playbook is like this. In the old man playbook, there was no social media. And the peasants, that's us, the peasants couldn't talk to each other. Well, now the peasants can. And the peasants have leaders or lieutenants in their little ape army that hold discords and streams, and they all talk to each other, and they make yourself feel better. Because, to be honest with you, I think all of us, if this was 1992, we would have sold out of our positions at AMC and GameStop. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you agree with me. You can put it in the chat. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think we would have sold, because we wouldn't have had any information, and we wouldn't have known what was really going on. We probably would have never even been in on this, and they would have drove movie theaters out of business, and that would have been it. That would have been it. And GameStop would have been driven out of business. So we're strong together. That's what Mr. Simon says, and it's right. And this whole Lou thing, like, oh, don't call me an ape. I'll call you whatever I want. You call me mother effer every time I click on your video. So you're an ape. But there's nothing wrong with being an ape, because when you say ape, I think it's like saying you're a citizen of the world and you're a good person. Because there's people on this stream right now from Germany. We had Alan last time. He's from England. I don't know if Alan's here. We have people from all over the world watching videos, gaining knowledge about the market. And there's one thing that I'll always provide is education and a good way of communicating and breaking down kind of like confusing things. And if I get stuff wrong, it's your job to correct me. So yeah, Robert, I'm the same way. I mean, let's be honest. As much as I learn about the stock market, okay, yeah, 52. It's a perfect, like, you're at the right time, so you can kind of relate. So, Robert, you can relate to the fact that it's very hard for me to take information from a 20-year-old on the stock market. It's just very hard because they haven't been kicked around the way you and I have in our life. And it doesn't take long to get kicked around, but I think you got to be over 30 to have some tread on your tires to get kicked around in this world. And if you're under 30, dude, you're in a great place because you get to learn. You get to learn from people that have been there, done that. So not ever busting on anybody or saying you don't know anything because you're a certain age. But it's because my son's a teenager and he knows so much more than I knew at that age. And I think a lot of it has to do with YouTube. I mean, my God, like I've fixed toilets because of YouTube. I would have had to pay somebody $400 to come out and do it. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I changed my handle on my car, had took the whole door off and all this stuff because I had this like step-by-step video that showed me how to do it. And I saved myself like hundreds of dollars. I mean, that's the greatest thing about YouTube. It's an amazing platform. So, and it's an amazing platform for this. And I think life is tough. I do. I think I tell my dad all the time, and my dad's relatively successful. I'm like, you had it easy. I'm like, you were like taking us to Disney World and stuff. Like we were doing stuff, and we don't have the disposable income that our parents have. We just don't. Studies show it. Read a chart. We don't have it. And if you don't know what disposable income is, it's income that goes to other things like vacations and things like that. It's so I think it's a shame that most Americans have to get stressed out when you go to the car dealer or you get your car inspected and they tell you got to get 4 new tires. I mean, I think that's bullshit that has to stress us out. I really do. So keep up the fight. Please share my videos. I do appreciate it because, like I said, I'm here to protect your investments, and I think we're all in on the same ones these days. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And that is it, guys. And I will see you later. Probably post a video tonight. Watch my stuff. Watch me evolve. You watch my first video. I'm terrible, but I had to do it. Just figured to put myself out there. I'm getting better. Hope I'm glad a lot of people are in on this one, and hopefully I will see you guys on Wednesday. So 10 to 12, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Eastern time. And take care, guys. I will talk to you later.